This video is a basic tutorial of a drainage layout and rational flow analysis per the KDOT drainage manual using the ORD application. When you start your drainage and utility design, you'll want to start with a 2D seed file, and you'll also want to lay out your design starting with the 2D model as it'll be more efficient. And now we can start our drainage and utility model. Typically, I like to start with rainfall data first. However, you can start with a layout with a node or conduit, however you'd like. Just know you will receive a prompt saying that this will create a utility model, and when that happens, it'll import all the relevant data from your hydraulic seed file. This can't be undone, but it does need to be done to create your drainage and utility model. To start, I'm going to input my rainfall data. To do this, we need to have drainage and utility selected. I'll go to components and I'll go to storm data. And this is the prompt I was referring to earlier. You're going to want to go ahead and click yes on that. And it may take a moment to import the hydraulic seed file information. And here's the storm data editor opened up. You can see here there's user-defined IDF tables for different cities, to use it as an example. However, the IDF curve table that you'll be modifying is the one labeled KDOT project. This is the one that's linked to the alternatives and scenarios. And so you'll want to modify this as necessary and copy in the necessary IDF information. And now I'm going to copy in my rainfall information. Right here I have a rainfall intensity table for Allen County, Kansas. I've copied over the columns and rows that I want. Go ahead and copy that and paste in here. And I have my IDF curve for this project. After review, I'm going to go ahead and close this now. And I'll open up my global storm events just to make sure that my alternative is linked with the global storm events regarding. We've got 1 year, we've got the KDOT project 1 year. Everything looks good here. Normally at this point I would start by laying my drainage inlets. However, for illustration, I'm just going to start by placing a catchment. So under the Drainage and Utilities Layout tab, I'll place catchment, and then I'll pick my feature definition. The feature definitions defined here have the runoff coefficients for eastern and western Kansas. The runoff coefficients for these are based on the 10-year design storm event from the KDOT manual, and those coefficients correspond. I'm going to go ahead and click Pick Points as my layout method, and I'm going to go ahead and select my points for my delineated area. I'm going to go ahead and reset to complete. Normally you would select an outflow such as a drainage inlet. Right now I don't have one, so I'm going to go ahead and right click again. And now we have our drainage catchment or drainage area defined. I'm going to go ahead and pull up its element properties and the utility properties. So here are my element properties, and I'll open up my utility properties. And now it's given me a scaled area, and it's given me the runoff coefficient defined by my feature definition. Of course, the designer will need to change this according to the different storm events or terrain per the KDOT manual. And it will define the intensity and other storm information based on the storm data that we input. After we run a storm event, we'll get our flows from these catchment areas and the storm data we've defined.